Welcome back to the Batter's Box, Season 2, Episode 8 here. Cue the intro.
We got a special guest here today. Trey, you want to introduce yourself a little bit to the people?
Yes, so my name is Trey Simpkins. I go to the University of Mobile in Mobile, Alabama. It's technically called 8 Mile, but
Okay.
I just give Mobile to everybody who doesn't know where 8 Mile is at.
Yeah.
I'm going to my redshirt senior year. God, I feel old for saying that, but I'm going to my redshirt senior year. I play first and third base for the Rams. Have a conference championship. Um, but yeah, it's great to be. Thank you for having me on.
Of
Yeah, of
course.
course. What do you prefer, first or third?
I prefer first.
Okay, that's fair.
I played I played a couple games at third in my career. I played one against a top five team in the country at Faulkner. It's in Montgomery. Very good program, and um, yeah, it's I like first base a lot better because all you gotta do is worry about catching a ball, and you don't have to worry about having a ball hit 110 at you every time. So
Yeah,
it's a lot more simplified.
I can relate to that. I've been out of baseball for 4 or 5 years now since I got to college, but I've been playing a lot of softball this summer, and they put me at third base for one game when I'm usually playing first, and it was tough. So
Yeah,
it was
I'm
tough.
I'm a lefty, so I haven't had a bunch of experience in the infield. But this one time, coach put me in when we were winning by a lot, forgetting that I was a lefty because I was begging. I was like, please let me play third. So I put me into third base. First pitch is a pop up right to me, and I'm like, I'm an outfielder. I got that. So I make the play. Second pitch is a ground ball between me and the shortstop, and I was taught like our coach had always taught us if you're the one with momentum, you go get the ball. So I go get the ball, uh, throw a strike to first. So the first two pitches I saw at third base were I would consider them Gold Glove caliber plays, but then it was just an
Lefty
easy
third
ground to the
baseman.
shortstop. So it was like a four pitch and it was sick. Anyways, the third base coach was like, "Nice throw, lefty." So that was fun.
Sound like Don Mattingly. I hear you.
Exactly, man. I just don't have the stash. I love playing infield though. As an outfielder, I was always dying, but can never do it. The first question I have for you is, what is your walk-up song?
Okay, so I've had a couple in my career. My first couple years, I was a majority pinch hitter type deal. So like when a lefty on lefty matchup would come in, I'll be the guy that come in pinch hit against the lefties. Um, my first couple years was Jukebox Hero.
Okay.
That's fun.
It was a absolute banger. And then this past year, I decided to change it. I started becoming more of a starter role. I had Ain't No Love in Oklahoma.
Nice.
Nice. It's a banger, Luke Combs, bud.
Yeah, I loved it. Ever since I first heard it, I went to go watch Twister, went to go watch the movie,
Sure.
and I just fell in love with the song. I was like, okay, that fits me because my senior year at high school was God's Country.
Nice.
So it just
That's a
kind
good
of,
one.
yeah, it kind of translated that. So that's what I liked about it.
Nice. Nice.
All right. So
Are
we were
you
gonna ask
from?
you. Oh,
Oh,
good.
I was gonna say, are you from Alabama originally?
Yes, so I am from a little small town about an hour east of Mobile. And for the Southern Alabama people or from the Gulf Coast people, it's between the best way I could describe it is between Foley and Pensacola, Florida. So I'm on the border.
Okay.
It's called Alberta, Alabama. Shout out to my hometown, the Alberta Warriors.
Let's
Um,
go.
but that's where I'm from, and I love it down there. I still love it. Every chance I get, I go down there and visit home. Um, but I've always been down here in the hot and humidity, and being around the beach, and it's a great place to be at. So yeah,
Oh, for sure.
for to answer your question. Yeah, I'm from just about an hour east of here.
I
Beautiful.
mean, you kind of mentioned like Twister, the movie Twister, and stuff like that. So have you experienced a tornado? Like, what's the biggest one you've experienced so far?
So my biggest experience it ain't necessarily a tornado, but it was a hurricane.
Okay.
I had Hurricane Sally, which was about 4 or 5 years ago. It was my senior year of high school, and it wasn't that big of a category. Like it wasn't a big storm like Katrina or Ivan or something like that, but it was so slow moving that it caused a lot of damage. Like my house was in the like a half a mile from the eye of the storm, and it took so long to like go past us. It was like moving at like 5 miles an hour. So like
Dang.
it lasted for days. Just it was such a big storm, but it wasn't that strong. And we had tornadoes come off of that. Like you could see on a tree line behind my house where you could see a big old hole where a tornado came right down the middle of our property.
Oh, dang.
It was a scary time. Like we had to put like we got blankets and got in the hallway, and I could feel the wind coming from underneath the house. So that was a little scary.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah. But I'm sure there are ones that are like so far away that you're sitting out on your porch watching them and stuff like that.
Um,
Because I know, like Midwestern dads do that and stuff like that. They'll all
Yeah.
go out on the porch and they're all, oh wow, we're watching it.
but yeah, that's what we did. So in the eye of the storm, in the eye of a hurricane, it's calm. Like there's no
Yeah.
wind, no rain. You go out and it's just like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
and it lasts for about probably at the most for that one, it lasted for like an hour. And after that, it spiked right back up. But it's just going out there and you're watching and you're looking at all the damage that's been done. And then you realize, oh crap, we have more stuff coming. So then we had to get back in the house. But the back end of it wasn't as bad as more the front end that was like, okay, this is rough. So it's basically what we did. Like we were out in the eye of the storm, we're like, what in the world happened? Like I had a 2010 GMC Sierra and I parked it behind my house next to a water oak tree and it almost crushed my truck. Like
Sure.
matter of 6 inches.
Dang.
So
Dang. That's crazy.
but yeah, that's the worst experience in recently that I was like, oh, I mean, we may have a bunch of either cleaning up or we may have no longer have a roof. That's what I was more
Yeah.
going to think about. So,
Dang.
That's wild. Andrew, you want to pop the next one?
Um, Favorite baseball moment? Do you have a favorite baseball moment, whether
Like
at Mobile
of
or
you.
pop the next one up me?
hmm. Are you talking about ever or are you talking about in
We
college?
can do
Um,
college, we can do ever, whatever you want
yeah.
to do. We'll do
I need,
college and then we'll do ever. How about that?
okay, so college was last year we had a crazy game against Point University at home, and we swept them in the doubleheader day one, and so NAI we play two in one day, and then we come back Saturday and play one game, so we won't be burnt out.
Yeah.
So we were playing, yeah, we were down at this point 11-2 in the seventh inning. We played nine, and I started off the inning with a walk, and I ended up coming around to score, and then we proceeded to put up 8 runs and it was 11-10. I come back up and I've been reading this guy and he's pretty good arm, high leverage arm for him. He was on like upper eights, pretty good slider, pretty good off speed. So he started me off with a fastball away and I took it for a strike. I just wasn't hunting that pitch. And then he was kind of predictable. So he went fastball and then I knew he was coming with slider. And then I think I hit a backside line drive to score the guy to tie the game up. And I'm sorry, it's the bottom of the eighth. Yeah, it's the bottom of the eighth. Because then we tied the game up. We ended up giving up, I can't remember, we gave up a home run. I can't remember how many runs it was. And then we came back. I think we were one away from tying, and then their outfielder made it fantastic. Like I think it was a diving catch or something like that, and they beat us at home with the time. I think the tying run was on second or third base,
Oh,
Dang.
and it was a cool moment for me and being in that situation because I really didn't get a lot of those chances early on.
Yeah.
But it was a cool experience to have. Favorite one ever. First round of playoffs my senior year. We were down 7-2. I hit a two-run home run dead center. And apparently it was a nuke. I don't remember it because it was just game one. We played Bryce Cunningham. Shout out Bryce Cunningham. He plays for the Yankees organization now. Played at Vanderbilt. Um, was 90 to 94 all day. Four pitch
oh,
mix. Dude's
in high
gross.
school, yeah, that's brutal.
And his high school was uh let's put it this way, we have very passionate fan bases between the both of us. They got a little mouthy, a little chippy between fans. Yeah. We didn't get that far. We lost game one to them in a close game. We battled our butts off. They we lost like 4-3, 3-2, something like that against them. And then game two, we were down 7-2. And I realized, okay, this may be my last ever high school at bat. Let's go have some fun. Just flush everything, just go have fun. And I faced a guy that went to San Jack, or he's originally going to San Jack. I don't know where he's at now, but he was throwing about, I think he's throwing high eights, two seams, and he threw me a 0 fastball down the heart of the plate, and I thought I missed it. I thought I hit a pop up. I thought I hit a fly ball to center, and I was so mad. I was like, I threw my bat down. I thought I missed it. Then I'm rounding first base, and I hear my first base coach, "That a boy." Like, what? And I look up, I see the umpire doing this. I see the home run symbol. I was like, no way. And
Wow.
I remember running around the bases. I could see everybody going crazy. I could see everybody just screaming at the top of their lungs. But in my mind went quiet.
Mhm.
Yeah, tunnel vision almost.
Yeah, it was like, this is insane. Like, it's crazy to think about now. But it was a crazy moment. And the only thing I remember doing, I didn't pimp it. I didn't show the pitcher or anything. That was my first ever in-game home run, my last game in high school. And I
That's
remember my dad always stood on third base side, and I dapped on my third base coach, and I hit the Bryce Harper with him. I did that with him,
awesome.
and that started our comeback. We ended up tying the game, and we lost on a walk-off
Oh,
in the bottom of the seventh. We intentionally walked Bryce because he already hit a bomb that game. So we're like, that guy's not going to beat us.
Yeah.
That guy right there. Well, anybody else beat us but him. And
yep.
we put ground ball hit the left field, and instead of having the top spin that you want to have the long hop, had backspin on it, and it died right in front of our catcher and missed the tag by about a foot. And
Oh,
it was heartbreaking. But that was craziest moment I think I've ever had on a baseball field. That, and this is how I got looked at for college. I went to a showcase in Birmingham, not Birmingham, Montgomery. I went to Biscuit Stadium, Riverwalk
Nice.
and that's where they had the Unsigned Senior Showcase. And I put two balls, I think I hit three balls out in BP, and I put one on top of the train tracks.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. I was like, I didn't think I had that much juice, but okay, that's
Yeah.
nice to know now.
Especially at a stadium like that.
Exactly. So yeah, those are my favorite moments that I could think of on a baseball field. Um, I got some other ones, but I'd rather not comment on them because one happened last year, and I just don't want to comment on it due to what happened,
Fair.
and we got told by our coach not to say anything. So
well, that's all
Fair
right.
enough.
Well, welcome to the show, brother.
thank you,
We're glad to have you.
thank you.
We hear that you're a big fan of college recruiting.
Yes, I am.
Kind of talk to us a little bit about that. What your process was like, and obviously you're kind of coming to the end here,
Yep.
Richard Senior. So, do you plan on kind of doing some recruiting after and coaching and stuff?
So yeah, I'm trying to get in coaching. I've been coaching some travel ball the past couple years. I work for this summer. I work for an organization called United Baseball Organization. It's out the Southeast. Very good organization. It's not after ring chasing. It's after getting your kids reps, and getting your kids looks.
Yeah.
My assistant coached an 18U team, and he had everybody, but I think as of right now, two get an offer somewhere. Um,
Nice.
and
That's
he had
very
11
good.
or 12 on the roster, something like that. I had a kid who batted leadoff for me, played center field. Um, was a really good kid. I'm not talking about as a talent wise, but respect,
Yeah.
hardworking. And I had a JUCO coach. He's 16, and I had a JUCO coach already come talk to me and ask me about him. And my thing is, I always speak of my process first. My process was I didn't get offer until January of my senior year of high school.
Mhm.
So my thing is I always tell people is don't freak out if you don't have an offer going into your senior year. Um, because no, like most JUCOs, especially in the Southeast, they look for guys that are graduating this year.
Yeah.
Um, and I had an offer to go play for either LBW, Lauren B. Wallace in Alabama, is at Andalusia as a JUCO. A coach has been there for ages. Very well known. Um, but his deal was he offered spots and then you earned your scholarship through the fall and then go into the spring, which it
Mhm.
didn't matter because junior college state of Alabama is not very expensive. And plus they have dorms there and stuff like that. So I was considering it, and then I'll never forget Coach Williamson, who was there as our assistant coach at the time at Mobile. He texted me one morning and goes, "Hey, when you get a chance, call me." So I said, "Okay." I called him middle of first period. I'm sitting there in English class. I'll never forget it. And so I asked my English teacher because at Alberta, that was my first graduating class because we were a brand new high school.
Nice.
And we went up every year by each grade. So, like, I was a senior all 4 years at Alberta.
Mhm.
So I asked the teacher, "Hey, can you give me a chance? I could take this phone call." She goes, "Yeah, go ahead." So I took the phone call. And he told me this. I'll never forget it. He goes, he goes, "Trey, I got some good news for you." I said, "Okay, hit me with the coach." He goes, "We just lost two infielders." And this is during the COVID stuff still. And I said, "Well, coach," and this is not to be a smart aleck, but it may have come out like it. But I said, "Coach, that don't sound like good news. That sounds like it's pretty bad news if you lost two." And he goes, "Well, it's good news for you. We're going to offer you a scholarship." And
Wow.
whenever he said that, it felt like the whole world just came off my shoulders. And
That's sweet.
Yeah, I got chills listening to it right now.
it was electric. Whenever I walked back in the classroom, I was trying to be emotional because I worked so hard. Because from me transferred to a new school to I tore my ACL my sophomore year to
Mm.
COVID. I was behind the eight ball. I didn't think I was gonna get an offer. Um, but whenever he told me that, I walked in the classroom and my best friend, who's still one of my best friends to this day, he asked me, he said, "What's going on, man?" I said, I said, "I just got an offer." And he stood up in the middle of class, gave me a big old bear hug. He's like, "I'm
So
so proud of you." And all this stuff. Well, I went on the
real
visit.
one.
I went on the visit for about 2 weeks later. About 2 weeks later, I went on a visit. They call it UM Day or Ram Day. And it's basically people that are looking at the school to come look and observe and stuff, like see what it's like. So I went, and then that day they were playing Southeastern University at the powerhouse. I think they made it to the finals this year in Lewiston. Very good ball team. Um, Major league talent throughout the roster, especially on the pitching staff. Um, and I think they got rained out. But I walked in and I started talking to the head coach and Coach Travis. And I was talking to him, and he goes, yeah, we're offering you blah, blah, blah. And I just fell in love with the campus. I fell in love with the coaching staff. But that was, and my now head coach was the GA at the time. He was there, Coach Cal Friday. And I just fell in love. I was like, you know what? I'm committing. I said, I looked at my dad, I said, this is where I want to be at. I said, it feels like home. And
Mm.
I ended up committing. Well, I was feeling sick that day.
Oh boy.
And my dad was feeling sick. I don't know how he passed the fever, because this is back during COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, they had those
yeah.
guns.
Yep.
And
I don't
there's
think those
like,
ever worked though.
no, I don't think they did either because I walked in and they said I didn't have a fever. I was like, this feels weird because I feel like I'm sick. So I felt worse throughout the day. And when we left, my dad was like, let's go to urgent care. So we went to urgent care. Yeah, got found out I had COVID.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, I just shook the head coach's hand. I'm like, I'm freaking out. So like, I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna take my offer. I was freaking out, and I ended up
Like
calling
Rudy
them.
Gobert grabbing all the microphones.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is not good. So I called him and I told him like, this is what happened. I'm sorry. He goes, oh, no big deal. He goes, we'll get tested and make sure we're okay. But that took a big burden off my shoulders for my senior season. So I didn't have to worry about getting offers. I didn't have to worry about sending emails out. I was
Yeah.
playing, practicing, and going to school. That was it. Well, my thing is, my advice to people is, like I said, if you don't have an offer going into your senior year, it's okay. Like the transfer portal is always going to help you out nowadays. Because like for example, we had our right fielder this year. Um, Shout out to Z. He was a freaking dude. He played right field for us almost all year, and he came from Walter State, which is one of the top JUCOs in the country in Tennessee. Really good program, and he ended up batting 420 something with 9 or 10 jacks, something like that. Went
Nice.
in a conference tournament. He went a game and he went like 6 for 6 or 7 for 7, something like it was some crazy thing.
It's a good game.
And he ended up transferring to Austin P. Pretty good program.
Mm.
And like that's my thing is too. Like if you're at a lower school, like if you're at NAIA or you're at a JUCO or D2 or something like that, they're gonna find you if you're all. I promise you. Like UTAMP, they're gonna find guys at UTAMP. That's my main thing with people, and my thing like that goes back to this as well. Is not always D1 or bust
Yeah.
because you got to
Billy
think.
Wagner.
Yeah,
Good
exactly
kid.
right. Stephen Vogt, who played for the Indians, he was an NAIA guy. Um, Trying to think who else. Joe Espada, for the manager for the Astros. He played there for us back in the 90s. JC Ramiro, if you want to look him up, he pitched for the Phillies. He is our pitching coach because he
Oh,
played in Mobile.
Nice.
He's a great guy. But it doesn't always have to be D1 or bust because yeah, you may go there for a couple of years. If you have really good years there, you're gonna find ways to get out. Like if you hear something like, oh, they're looking for a such and such, or you have a buddy at D1 school, like, hey, they really like you. You can enter the portal. If you don't like it, if they don't give you offers, you can also put your name out of it. Um, that's how my thing is with the recruiting process now, because it's not always about my thing is you got to find a place where you're going to play and get good reps or go to a good program and build your abilities. Because I found out really quick from high school to college is a totally different ball game. And so if you do struggle your first fall, your first season, it's a learning curve. Not everybody is going to be a trying to think Justin LeBron from Alabama or something like that who can come in and just produce day one. So
Yeah.
that's my main thing is like just go to a program where you know you're gonna get reps and get quality chances, and don't stress if you're getting offers late. That's my main thing.
absolutely.
Good point.
And also just making sure that you're at a place that like you feel is your home, right? Because like
Exactly.
University Dayton for me, obviously I didn't play baseball. I didn't play a sport there.
Hmm.
Unless you consider mascotting a sport, which, it's on the line for me there, but um like that was home for me. Like that was my place and stuff like that. So it's um you could be looking at two different schools. One has maybe a little better of a baseball program, but you really, really like the school that maybe doesn't have as good as baseball program, but you kind of like that feel and you like that vibe and you like the family aspect of it. Go pick that other one there.
That's the reason why I consider Mobile so hard was because the guy that was there before our head coach was then Coach Mike Jacobs. He he really emphasized that. He started that place from the ground up. They started the program back in the 80s and was there from then until I think 2020, 2019. And he passed away, as a matter of fact,
Mm.
in his office at the
Mhm.
field. Um, he and it left a lasting impact on the university, on the program. Very like I've always been told, his truck was always at three places. You can find it at the gym, the school, or his I'm sorry, four things: gym, school, church, or his house. That's it.
Yep.
That's all you
And
need.
yep, exactly right. And the guy that was there and Coach Friday now, they always emphasize that. They always try to make sure you always always put the Lord first and then family.
Amen.
It's just it, I like, for example, I got baptized at a very young age, and then I just felt something calling in my heart. I got rebaptized the last fall by our team chaplain. We did it on the field, which is
Nice.
incredible.
Oh, that's awesome.
A whole bunch of all the teammates were there. And I just thought the spot of the moment, like I just felt something come over me, and I talked to the chaplain about it, Dr. Rusty Roberts, and he like taught me through like, why do you want to do this? And I told him, I was like, I just feel calm in my heart. I said I said I feel like I've just got a calling ever since I started going back to church, and I just I just needed to do it. So, um, that's my main thing was always trying to find somewhere where I was not going to be judged, and I was going to have someone where I could call in the middle of the night, have a flat tire, they come pick me up. So
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome to
That's
hear.
awesome.
I kind of want to get your reaction when the Braves won the 2021 World Series because you're a big Braves fan.
I am a big
Uh,
Braves fan.
that had to be an awesome feeling as somebody
Oh,
who's witnessed a couple of World Series for my favorite team.
Just
so
a few.
so that was the first time I ever been to a Brave game was that year.
Oh,
I went to about four of them, something like that. I went to a series. Then for my senior trip, I took me and one of my buddies up there, and it was against the Mets.
Mm,
And if you remember, this before Acuna got hurt towards ACL. Um, that's the game he hit the walk off against the Mets in the bottom of the ninth,
that's fire.
and and it was like first pitch of the AB, and I told my dad like, "Hey, look, Acuna's gonna win this thing first pitch." I said, "It's not even gonna get to Freddie." I said, "It's not gonna even get to any of those guys." I said, "Acuna's about to win this thing," and sure enough, he throws it. It was a slider. I'll never forget it. It was a middle away slider. Started front door. He sat on it. I was like, "Oh my!" And it was just insane. So we're sitting there, and we had like I said, Joe Spada went to University of Mobile. Very close ties with him still. Um, he's a very good guy, and he sent tickets to our head coach and assistant coach to go to the games. So they went about four. They went to like four, like three or four World Series games.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah. So we're
that's
sitting there. We're in
awesome.
the locker room. There's a whole bunch of us, our Braves fans. We're sitting in there, and I just never forget what I think it was it Morton in game 6 that ended up or game 5 that like got hit in the ankle or something like that and like something happened and he was pitching off like a hurt leg in the game and was just shoving and
Yeah,
I was like this could be it and then when Jorge Soler hit the bomb
that was electric.
our head coach told us he goes that's the farthest ball I've ever seen hit. He
Oh,
goes it was launched but I remember seeing the ball get hit and all of us in the locker room just went absolutely crazy. And when we saw the ground ball in the bottom of the ninth hit to Dansby to Freddie, I was like, oh my gosh, they did it. Like I didn't think it was gonna be possible because Atlanta's always been known for choking in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Especially the past couple of years, especially losing to the Phillies whenever they won it. And
yeah,
losing to the Padres last year, that was embarrassing. But just going back in that time and reliving the when Ian Anderson was producing really well.
yeah.
Um, whenever, um,
Nice.
yeah.
we're gonna take a quick trip down memory lane here.
Oh gosh.
I will make it copyrighted for if I put the volume on, but you know what? Screw it. We're putting the volume on. We're not getting any money.
Oh man.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Ooh. The pimp job was crazy too.
Yeah. And whenever I saw it go over the railroad tracks, that was electric.
Yeah.
Um,
how about that crowd pop for a road game there?
Oh, yeah. So I'll give you a little backstory too. So my uncle, um, he is the head coach last year at the University of New Orleans. Um, Shout out to my Uncle Dax. Love him to death. He was an All-American catcher at Alabama. Um, he actually caught, this is the crazy thing, he actually caught in the minors for the Braves and the Astros.
That's pretty
Yep.
sweet.
And he got to AAA in the Braves organization. And I asked him, I said, who are you going for? He goes, well, I'm from LaGrange, Georgia.
That's
So chop on. I said,
a
I hear
good
you.
answer.
So that was always electric. He always carried that Braves thing. And like he knows Brian Snicker. Like they went to
Wow.
they were really he was really close with Snit. And
Dang.
it's like I asked him, he goes, yeah, I kind of figured that was gonna happen. And plus, I don't know if you remember this in the series, but this was after the cheating scandal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so in Atlanta, it was like game 1, I think. Game 1 in Atlanta or something like that. My head coaches of the game, and they were sitting in the Astros family section. And all you hear is when Jose Altuve came up to the bat, all you hear is people start screaming, F Altuve. And
Wow.
his wife was there.
Oh,
And she was like started boohoo crying. Like I was like, that's insane. I don't get me wrong, I know you don't like the cheating scandal, but it's a part of baseball. It's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
um, in college, people steal signs. Like it's whenever they made a big deal about it, it's I mean, they were just trying to get ahead of the game, and I completely respect it. Um, but that's just my thing. Is
we're gonna
that's
title this video Trey Simpkins. Well, we're gonna spell your name right, and then we're gonna say he agrees with the Astros cheating.
well, that's when, of course, I love Joe, and I always go back up Joe to the day I die. Like
Yeah.
he, Joe is a very down to earth human being.
Yep.
Yeah, he has a World Series ring coaching for the Astros. So is JC. JC's a very down to earth guy. He has a World Series ring with the Phillies. And they're so humble about it. Like Joe Espada, he didn't know me from Adam. He came down, he was inducted to the Sports Hall of Fame in Mobile, and he sat and talked with me for 30 minutes
Mm.
Dang.
and just talked about ball. Just talk about pro ball, stuff like that. And he didn't have to do that, but he did. And I will have tremendous respect for him for the day I die. That's exactly what happens. So, we're I know as a program we're always thankful for Coach Joe Espada. So,
Wow, dude, that's awesome. Um, okay, we want to move on here to like some baseball talk here because I'm sure you're kind of locked in on the season, right? And watching some baseball, right?
oh, absolutely. Braves are no offense to my Braves, they're hurting my heart right now.
Yeah,
They
High
they're getting
expectations coming in, low
yeah.
expectations now.
I think it all started whenever we had Jerks and Profar go down with the suspension.
Yeah,
Um, that kind of hurt,
he's back
especially.
now. You see
Yeah,
that
he's
catch? Was that
yeah,
yesterday?
yeah, he's been going. I tell you, he's been doing a really good job ever since we got back. We need to get Acuna back healthy. Need to get Chris Sale back healthy. Um, the two guys I really want to talk about right now. Michael Harris has really turned it on since the All Star break.
yep.
Mm.
He always has a strong second half, I feel
I
like.
don't know what it is. I agree with you. I think he's like first in like extra base hits since the All Star break. Um, like that's what's crazy with me. I thought like he was kind of hurting. I was like, dang, Money Mike, you kind of been sneaking it up, and
Yeah,
he's really done a really good job when it comes to making adjustments, and he's made adjustments really well. Um, but another guy I want to talk about is Hurston Waldrop. Last year, he came in, was like a platoon guy, go from AAA to the big league club, and he looks really good right now. Last year, he was, young guy, really, I think he kind of grew into his plan now, and now he's actually going for like throwing sinkers to both side hitters. Like, I'm glad he started to do that now, and I heard him talk about it earlier today when he was Sean Murphy. Um, He was talking like he was his catcher in rehab stuff whenever he was going to his rehab assignment, and he really worked on his, you know, pitch sequence, stuff like that. And Hurston looks good right now. He does. I wish we made a bigger splash at the trade deadline. Um,
yeah.
Well,
that one
More
was
like more like the Twins.
yes. Well, they traded away everybody. I was shocked. I was shocked that Carlos went back to Houston. I really am.
Yeah.
Um, But
No.
him being willing to playing third base and let Jeremy stay at shortstop is kind of huge to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna be a really good. They're like first in the division, in the right
yep,
in the
yep.
AL
I believe
West.
so. Yeah.
And I know last year
They just beat the Yankees in a series.
Yankees are cold.
They
they
yeah,
are
so that
really
kind of is a
cool.
good transition here. Because the next kind of thing we have on our list of talking points is the Yankees and Mets. Um, the
They're
Yankee
bad.
the Yankees have lost, I think, 30 of their last 49 games, I believe. And I think it's 31 out of the last 50 now. And the Nets have lost, I think, 11 of 13 or 11 of 12 or something like that.
Yeah, they've only won one of their last 10, so
Yeah, it's,
just got swept by
you
the
know,
Brewers. Would have been nice for them to take one at least, but the Brewers
and
can't lose.
the Yankees have been dealing with the Judge injury, and Judge is back now. Um, but man, it just seems like they can't get it together, and they keep making these awful mistakes that like seventh graders are able to do on a baseball field, right? Guys running when there's two outs, um,
Yeah.
not running, eh, not running when need be. They're just mental. And Anthony Volpe, you can't trust him with a basic ground ball. Uh, it's almost like mind-boggling when you think about it. And the bullpen that they bolstered during the deadline,
Bullpen's been bad.
Jake Bird, they DFA'd him in like two appearances because he
Yeah.
was awful. And it's so interesting to see. And the Mets as well. Um, it's been the stars that haven't really been producing, as well
Yeah.
as like the rest of the team. But like the big three of Juan Soto, Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor, like those are guys that you count on to like get your offense going, and they just haven't been able to do it. And they upgraded their pitching during the trade deadline, and it hasn't seemed to really work.
On paper, their bullpen's really good, but the offense just isn't getting it done. Pete
Yeah, like
Alonso, I think he's been batting 170 over the last month, 28 days. So
yeah, that's what I'm looking at right here. In the past 30 days, he's hit 190.
yeah,
Juan Soto is batting 195, and Francisco is batting 163.
Oh,
And like that's a what combined 170, 180 something. It's just don't get me
and
wrong.
they
Don't get me wrong, I'm a Braves fan, so I love to see it from the Mets. I love to see the implosion. But yeah, I'm just shocked about that. Because Pete Alonso was getting talked about getting traded at the deadline or getting
Mhm.
traded on early on, or I know he was a free agent last year. But I
he'll be one again this year.
well, my thing is like Juan Soto, that was a big time signing for them.
Yeah,
Whenever I saw that, I was like, oh no. Because they
Oh,
I was worried about it. I was like, oh no, this is not good. Like, I think I'm looking on here. I think their best hitter, and you're gonna laugh when I say this too, their best hitter over the past month is like as a starter mostly is either um Mark Vinios. I hope I'm saying his right name right.
Vientos, yeah.
Vientos has been. He
Vientos.
was rumored at the deadline, I think, too.
Yeah. I don't know why he was because he's batting 277 right now. In the past month. And when you're telling me most of your starters haven't been hitting their weight,
Yeah,
that's
and
not,
making
yeah.
hundreds of millions.
Yeah,
Um,
Soto's making.
yeah.
Oh, that's insane. You just can't have that kind of production with that kind of contract.
Oh no, I totally agree. Whenever I saw his contract, I was like, oh, okay, so that's how we're gonna be. Like we're offering big bucks. I know
Because
that
I saw the Red Sox offered like $700 million, and I was like, we were outbid by like $65 million, and that was that's an overpay for
yeah.
a
Yeah,
guy that's going to be DHing in 4 years,
Hmm.
if not before that.
Yeah, he's in my opinion,
So
my opinion is he's so good at the plate most of the time that
yeah,
you can't take him out of the order. But
yeah,
he's an average outfielder.
yeah.
Um,
yeah.
that's my thing how it was too.
And to pimp a home run in the ninth inning when you're down 4-1 and you just broke up a no hitter, but you're about to be one hit is insane to me. To hit a home run and stare at it and watch it go when you're in the ninth inning of a no hitter. Like what are we doing here, Pete? Or sorry, Juan, but um
You
on
can't
the
teach
kind
Phil.
of flippity flip side of that, you got two teams that are red hot, the Brewers and the Boston Red Sox.
And the
Uh,
Mariners. Don't forget about the Mariners.
The
yeah,
Mariners are
the
hot.
Mens too. I mean that's going to be a good matchup between the Red Sox and the Mariners, maybe an AL wild card matchup.
Yeah,
Um,
those are the top two wild card teams right now. So that'd be fun to see.
yeah, Red Sox coming off of a sweep. I can just kind of talk from the perspective of a fan here. Coming off a sweep of the Astros, um, we just we looked like it. We had the hardest schedule in baseball uh, after the All Star break, and we were just kind of able to kind of get through that. And then we go on this tear, and then we won 9 in a row, and then we won another 7 in a row just recently.
Yeah.
It's a team that's really like come together, and honestly, since Minnesota, because apparently there was this plane ride that was turbulent, and players were getting sick and stuff like that. And ever since now, they do the plane celebration. It's like what I've noticed with like teams that make deep playoff runs, and I'm not saying the Red Sox are there yet, but with how weak the AL is, I think there's a chance that we can make a pennant run. I don't know if a World Series run, but they have this like power of friendship kind of vibe to them, right? it's not always the best team that wins the World Series. It's the team that gets hot at the right time and teams that have great team chemistry, which I think the Red Sox do. Um, but they just look like a team that's confident right now. Um, I mean, we just lost the series to the Padres, but that's a good ass team. Um, and very winnable games that we could have won there. But you got Roman Anthony, who you just signed an extension. I don't know why I didn't have it in our talking points. We should have.
I was about to ask you about that. How
I
do you
love
feel? How do you feel about the rookie getting
love
an
it,
extension?
dude. He's terrific. So he has a outside of his ozone percentage of 19.73, I believe. The only player that has one lower than that is Juan Soto. At 17 point something. So he has elite plate discipline at just 22 years old. So like I'm to put that into perspective, Andrew and I are 22 years old.
I'm 22 years old, so yeah,
He's
that's
also
it's
22 years
insane.
old.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's insane.
it's incredible. There's so much maturity there. And it doesn't seem like it's the year just yet for the Red Sox, but it feels like they're a year or two away, a piece or two away. Having an ace every 5 days is such a big pick me up. Um,
And you guys now have like what 5 or 6 young guys locked up for 6+
yep.
years.
Yeah, and it's great. I love it. I can buy a Roman Anthony jersey in peace now without fear of him being traded away. Although I said that about
That's what you
Rafi, so
thought
I
about,
have
yeah.
but I would assume that Roman Anthony is going to be more of a team player than Rafael Devers ever was. So I
Yeah,
love it.
my
And then you can kind of talk about the Brewers, Andrew, as a Cubs fan who's seen it from the outside looking in there. What do you see from the Milwaukee Brewers? I mean,
They
it's
they
be a
can't
really good
lose.
team. Yeah,
They can't lose. You were talking about the power of friendship, and that like I see on the Brewers' social media every time they win a game, it's the power of friendship. Like they just find ways to win games that you don't think they're gonna win. I think they were down in 2 of the games against the Mets this series and came back and won.
yeah.
And
Good
it's
teams
just
come back.
it's tough. The Cubs have been playing very mediocre baseball. So they're I think 5.5 games back of the Brewers now. I
Hmm.
think they're 5-5 in the last 10 as well.
You guys have
Um,
kind of had like a roller coaster kind of season there.
yeah,
yeah. Like yeah, I remember you guys got really hot for a period of time where I was like, oh, nobody can beat them.
yeah,
And then like I'll say this, the Brewers, they are really good at they're very scrappy. They're
yeah.
not say like the Braves, for example, they're relying too much. They're, in my opinion, they're relying too much on the home run ball.
We're gonna talk about this a little bit later, actually. I have it in one of
But
my talking points.
the Brewers, they just scrappy. They get it done. It doesn't matter how
Yeah.
pretty it is, they just get wins.
You bunt
That's
a
been
guy
their
over to third
formula too
base
for
so
a
that you
while.
have a guy at third base with less than two outs. That's what winning teams do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what the Brewers aren't scared of doing.
Exactly.
Probably like 70% of teams are like it's kind of home run or bust, and the Brewers are one of those teams where it's like pitching, let's score a couple runs and we can win this game with good defense and good pitching.
Yeah, I think this is kind of like a good segue. Because one of my talking points is launch angle ruining baseball. And the reason I kind of say that is, and I'm no baseball player, but I'm gonna grab a bat like substance. Um, right. So I feel
What
like
is that?
it's a lot more going. It's actually a hurling stick from if you ever go to Ireland, they play this game called hurling. But I
Okay.
use it for dry swings. But I feel like it's a lot more, you know, getting under it, right? To
Yeah.
get that launch angle, backspin, velocity, and stuff like that. But I feel like it's so important. And you see guys like Luis Arraez, they're just kind of like here to the ball, right? And um a lot of guys in this league are strikeout or bust. And a lot of the times now I feel like it's more bust than home run. And I'm just kind of curious on your guys' thoughts of like we're diving into this metric era of baseball, right? Even on the pitching side, like, okay, well, um, this pitcher's not pitching well right now. Like he's ever since he's come to the game, he's struggled. But we're gonna keep him in because it's the good matchup. The statistics say it's the good matchup, and then look at that, the statistics lied because the guy doesn't look good right now. So I guess it's a better question of like, is metrics running baseball in the sense of like a coaching standpoint? I just want to kind of know your thoughts, launch angle, and kind of just that mindset of like everything needs to be seen through a metric.
I can start off with this.
You're a professional baseball player, so we'll.
um, I think at a certain degree it is, but also I think it's also ruining baseball, especially in major league levels, is like it's the guy's mindset of home run or bust.
Yep.
For example, I think Barry Bonds has the record for most home runs in a single season, correct? Isn't that right?
Yep. 73.
73. Okay. So let's put that in perspective. So 73 home runs out of 400 plate appearances. Okay, that's the best it's ever been. That's still less than 25% of the time.
Yeah.
So my thing is, and I would say this too because it just I've always seen it through. I've seen hitting coaches say like do what you just did and try to get underneath the ball and stuff like that. But my thing is, you guys simplify the game.
Yep. Especially for the young kids. Like
Exactly.
when you're if I'm paying $300 an hour for a hitting coach, for my 12-year-old or my 6-year-old, whatever the case may be, I don't want him telling my kid to get under the ball and try to hit a homer, right? You got to have that bat to ball skills and like really start to try to make contact, and that's how you become a better hitter.
Exactly. Plus, you have to think this is how I've always thought about hitting. Um, so whenever I think about hitting, I saw a hitting coach say this the other day. I really didn't think about it until now. Hitting's all about problem solving. So like if you find there's a hole in your swing, let's work on that. Stuff like that when you're in training, stuff like that. But whenever you get underneath the ball and try to do what you're doing, your bat gets off playing with the pitch. Because you think most guys, besides guys like that, there's submarine like Andres Munoz and guys that are just weird and throw from the ground. Um,
Taylor Rogers.
um, you're gonna think, okay, that their ball is gonna rise, but other than that, the ball is gonna drop. It's
Yeah.
simple. It's like a simple gravity. So the ball is gonna drop. So why not meet my barrel to it? Because if you swing, almost not swing down like at a tomahawk, but like if you create that down angle with your barrel, the ball is going to spin backwards. It's going to create that backspin. It's going to make the ball carry, and that's what I like about like guys like Dansby Swanson. I know he's not the best hitter in the world. Trust me, I know. But that's the reason why I like his swing because he almost goes down at it and gets on top of the ball, and that's what makes balls carry.
Yeah, I mean, you look at a guy. There's two guys that come to mind here when I think of like homer or bust. O'Neal Cruz, who
Yeah.
was one of the most promising players in baseball,
Hmm.
right? And it seems like every single swing he's trying to hit a homer. And the other guy, kind of Julio Rodriguez, who once again very
J Rod.
promising
Yep.
young player who's been decent, but doesn't have that like we haven't seen that extra step because he's swinging for the fences and trying to hit homers and he's striking out so many times a year. You look at James Wood, right? Earlier on in the season, he was unbelievable. Maybe it's
Yeah.
a home run
Crushing.
derby thing, honestly. But those are
That
three
makes
guys that I
sense.
mentioned that were in the home run derby. But yeah, it James Wood now, I mean, he's honestly he's close to my duds list. That's a little preview of his section that we have coming up. But Um, I mean, those are three guys right there that have incredible potential, have great hard hit rates, right? But they're
Mhm.
not hitting the ball hard. They're not making contact enough, right? And so that's kind of where my mindset is. I think the mindset of hitting has to change. It has to be contact first. And teams that get to the World Series and eventually win the World Series have just get a base hit when the time's right. And when there's two strikes, is not swinging for the fences because it's inexcusable to me. Um, like first two strikes, whatever the case may be, go attack that pitch, whatever.
Mhm.
But when there's
Mhm.
two strikes, choke down on or choke up and try to put that ball in place. With the bases loaded, runner on third, runners in scoring position, you shouldn't be trying to go for a home run, a big swing with more than two strikes or with two strikes.
Yeah, I think it's tough in just in the day and age that we're in. Like everyone wants to do the whatever helps get the most points on the board. Like just sports in general. Runs on the board in
NBA threes,
baseball,
yeah.
home runs the fastest way to score. Basketball is the same argument. Like, did Curry ruin the game? Everyone's shooting threes now. I think it's all about just like mindset and knowing
Mhm.
situationally what you need to do.
Yep.
I mean, coming from a person whose favorite player is Nico Horner, hits like maybe 5 home runs a year and just hits 300.
Yep. Yep.
Got a good glove, got a good bat. He just wears pitchers out. But at the same time, I think you do need some of those players, not necessarily home run or bust, but people who are going to get the ball out of the yard. So
Yeah,
it's
and that's
tough.
what yeah, I agree with you there. I tremendously agree with you because like we had guys this year who was like that. Like our right fielder, for example, he came on really late in the year. We had our left fielder slash DH come in. He was really doing a great job with that. So with that being said, I truly agree with that. But you also got to have guys like you said, Nico Horan. Ichiro Suzuki comes to mind. Don't hit a
Yeah.
lot of home runs, but guess what?
Yeah.
He's getting 200 hits
And
a
he
year.
could. He could. In batting
Yeah.
practice, I heard he was just a if
Hmm.
he wanted to, he could hit every ball he wanted out of the ballpark.
Let me see. Trying to think of who else. I understand why this guy's not getting picked up by somebody, and you're gonna laugh when I say this, but I really liked Jose Iglesias.
Yep.
Sure.
I really liked his approach
Yeah.
to the plate.
Former Red Sox.
Yeah, exactly. I really liked his mindset when it came to the plate
Another
because.
guy, Ian Kinsler, right?
Hmm.
That was a guy who wasn't afraid to go the other way to get a base hit. Um, Pedroia, right?
Oh yeah, I was thinking Pedroia. Yeah.
Right. Victory. I'm just thinking of Red Sox now, but like that 2013 team, I can go through a list of the last 12 World Series winners or the last
Hmm.
15 World Series winners, and I guarantee I'm going to find some guys that weren't afraid to make contact. And
I
the
don't
way to
know.
win a World Series isn't have a bunch of guys that can hit 30 homers. It's to have some guys that can hit 30 homers, some guys that can hit over 300, which we only have what, 8 guys hitting over 300 in the MLB right now? Like that's unacceptable, right?
Yeah.
Um,
For example, I'll give you a great example too. So in the World Series run with the Braves, um, you had Jock Peterson in the divisional round who went crazy against the Brewers.
yep.
Um,
October.
yeah, Jocktober with the
Who am I
Pearls.
thinking of?
You
Eddie,
had
Eddie, Eddie Rosario.
Eddie Rosario. Yep. Eddie Rosario dominated the Dodgers and he sprayed the ball all over the field. I loved it. Um,
Yep.
I see Freddie does a really good job with that. I know
Yeah.
he's not the Atlanta Freddie, but he's still Freddie Freeman.
Yep.
And his approach when it comes to batting practice, because I've seen him take it, it's incredible. He stays left center the entire time and just backspin balls. That's all he does. So that's what I like
Yeah.
about him.
And I guarantee you, when he hit the grand slam, he wasn't going up there thinking, I'm gonna hit this grand slam. He was saying, I'm gonna get a ball in play. And then he
Hmm.
sees this fastball down the middle. He's just trying to make contact on it. And
Torches it.
boom, it's a
Yeah.
homer. Right. Um, so that was kind of like my little debate that I wanted to have there. Um, let's see what else we got. What's your World Series pick? If you had a team.
You know, it's really hard to say, especially in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I would have
it,
never said the Tigers, or not the Tigers. I would have never said the Rangers for 2023.
oh no, yeah, I was shocked about that too. Um, but and plus, if you want to get into college, the college one's way too early to tell. But you can get into that as well. We can get into that one too. But for Division One, but my MLB pick, I think it's gonna be East Coast battle. I think it's gonna be the Phillies and the Red Sox.
Whoa!
Yep.
We did
Phillies.
it! We did it! We did it! Let's go! We went to the World Series.
I especially with the pickup with Dustin May.
Interesting.
That
Yeah.
Dustin May pickup, people don't understand. Dustin May, if he works on his stuff a little bit, works on his location, he is gross.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got that movement.
And he was like a 4 for the Dodgers, like in the rotation, and people are like, "Oh, we don't want a 4," but like on most teams, he's like 2, if not 1.
Oh yeah, but you have Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow,
Yeah,
Shohei Ohtani, guys like that. And it's just like he's a four, like against the highest payroll in the MLB. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
my thing. And I've always been really high on Dustin May. Dustin May has been really, really good
yeah,
when it comes to velocity wise, stuff wise.
What I love about the postseason also is you either run a 4-man or a 5-man rotation, but guys that like really didn't make it as starters uh for that season, like maybe having a rough year in the starting position, move
Mhm.
into the bullpen, and that's where they find their niche. That's where they're like, okay, you saw Nathan Eovaldi come out of the bullpen a lot in 2013 or
Yep.
2018, sorry. Um, Guys that like were starters that they moved to the bullpen for that postseason, and that's where they kind of shine in that moment. So
Um, I think it's the reason why I think it's the Red Sox. Red Sox, like you said, they look really good right now. They play more as a team, and not a knock to Rafael Devers, but
oh, knock them all you want, brother.
what I don't like badmouth the other guys, but he seemed like a very selfish player, and that team didn't really need a selfish player, especially with when you have Bregman there. When you have let me see who else you have. Roman Anthony. You have all these young guys that are really, really good.
Best
And
defensive outfield in baseball. We have
I agree.
41 defensive runs saved. The second best team has 30.
Yeah, like Jaron Duran. Like I watched the clubhouse thing. I watched the clubhouse on Netflix. And going from where he was
Mhm.
mentally to now, I'm a big mental guy when it comes to baseball. Like I always tell guys, like I had a kid this summer. He asked me, "What am I doing wrong with my swing?" And he kept on asking me. I said, "Dude, it's not your swing, it's your mental mindset when you go to the plate."
yeah,
And that's a big change. It's a big time of growing up, especially the ball player, especially because I learned from it too. But he really changed his mindset of when um wherever he was in a deep state and not doing well and stuff like that. And he grew into himself and now he's an all-star. Like he's a good player. And that's what I always like about him. Plus, like you said, you have let me see, I'm trying to think who else you have. You don't have Evaldi anymore. He's at the Rangers. Who's the other right? Oh, Bueller. Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller, who's usually, he's coming back after what, 2 years of rehabbing his Tommy John.
Yep. He had a
Um,
great start against the Padres, and
he
he
did
pitched from the stretch as opposed to the
wind up.
windup, which can really change the pitchers. Um, yeah, can kind of change
Oh yeah.
how a
I,
pitcher pitches.
yeah, so that's why I think the Red Sox are going to make it this a young core.
Chapman too. I
Yeah,
mean,
you have Chapman. Now, don't get me wrong. Chapman has blown some stuff, especially for the Cubs. No offense to Andrew, but
it's true. Almost sold,
almost
almost
called
sold Game
a game
7.
7 of the World Series. He
Yeah,
almost sold it.
clutched up
um,
after the rain though.
but I don't like that's what I'm always saying. Like you have a good enough bullpen where you don't have to worry about who am I going to bring in. Like the Braves right now, or the Braves were, they kind of done better since the start of August. I don't know why, but we've just come along real well. But all season long, you've had guys like Chapman has like a 1.18 ERA and something like that. It's something crazy. I saw that
Yeah.
today. And my thing was that's why they look so good. But
It's
I
it's
think
also the as a Red Sox fan, when it's the ninth inning and we're up by one and Chapman comes in, I
mhm.
know the game's over. And that is just such a terrific
Oh yeah.
peace of mind to have. And a lot of teams don't have that closer, right? Munoz, you know the game's over. Edwin Diaz, you know the game's probably over. Um,
Johan Duran.
yeah, Duran, you know the game's over. Um, like having guys like having a shutdown closer that
Mhm.
when it's the ninth inning and we're up by one, okay, this is the guy we go to. And I feel ultra confident that he's going to get these 3 outs and we're going to win this ball game.
What? So like,
And
yeah.
I just looked it up, and he's at a 1.18 ERA, which is
Mm.
ridiculous.
So that he reminds me a lot of a Papelbon because Papelbon when he came in the game,
Yep.
he shoved things down, especially with the Red Sox.
He was a
Um,
psychopath.
he was psychopathic. I've actually got a chance. So whenever he was with Washington, I got to meet Matt Williams, and he was the manager whenever Bryce and him had to fight in the dugout.
Yep.
And I got a chance to hear that story, and he's like, "Yeah, there's no chance of me pulling Papelbon back." And I was like, "I can see why. He respects the game and stuff." That's the guys I always think about because you have guys like him. You had I hate to say because he's Yankee, but Sandman. You had
Yep.
um
He
all
he
those guys.
tore his Achilles during the
Old timer game. Yep.
oh, that's awful.
That's so tough.
Let me see. I'm trying to think of who else was a good Eric Gagne. Um, guys like that. When Kimbrel was with the Braves and Craig Kimbrel. So I think that's why Boston's gonna make it.
And Durant. So it's you got two teams that have shutdown closers, and then the game is kind of
Mhm.
it's an 8 inning game essentially.
So the reason why I say the Phillies,
Oh,
you can never count them out ever. When I say ever, I mean ever because you have Wheeler, who's really really good. You have Aaron Nola. I know he's kind of had not as good of a year as he's had in years past, but he's still Aaron Nola. You know.
Yeah.
You have Jesus Luzardo. I know he's the number 4 or 5, but guess
Christopher
what?
Sanchez.
It's been really good this year.
Yeah, Christopher Sant. Yeah, guys like that. Plus, you have their lineup. Plus, you have Bryson Stott, Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, guys like that, and you can't pitch around them. You can't because there's so many guys in their lineup that are really, really good, and there's no way around them.
There's no holes. Yeah.
Exactly. And my thing is, I think this is gonna be crazy to say, and I'm gonna give my reasoning why. My winner for the 2026 World Series is gonna be Boston.
Whoa. Hey now.
And I'm not trying to get your hopes up, but they're so young, they're willing to be scrappy.
Yep.
They're willing to put down bunts, they're willing to do hit and runs, stuff like that to win ball games. And don't get me wrong, those fan bases are gonna be crazy. That's gonna be a crazy World Series. Um, just because I've seen how Philly's like, I've seen what Boston's like, because give you something to think about too. My stepdad's cousin, his first cousin is Jake Peavy.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Casual.
hmm So like Cy Young winner, Pitt has a couple World Series rings, with the Giants. He has one with the Red Sox. Um, so
Did
he's
he ever
told
get a
me
sigh? Did he ever get a sigh?
he did. He got one with the Padres.
Yep.
He was gross with
Um,
the Padres.
he had a Gold Glove. But like I got a chance to talk with him. I got a chance to talk with JC Ramirez because he pitched in Boston for a little while. Um, and JC also pitched for Philly, like I said earlier. And he said those fan bases are crazy.
Dude,
And
if you can help us get Jake Peavy on here,
I'll do my best. That'll be electric. Because Jake, he's on the MLB network now. But he always talked to me about like his pitching experiences
Yeah.
because he's from Mobile, he's from the area, went to St. Paul's Episcopal High School, and was gonna go to Auburn, and then got drafted by the Padres. And it's crazy because his minor league team, you're gonna laugh too. We had a minor league team in Mobile called the Mobile Bay Bears. If you do remember them, and he pitched for them, and he's like, and he's pitched there for
Perfect.
like he pitched there for like 3 or 4 months, and they called him a AAA, and that was just. But he's always told me like Fenway's different.
Yep.
And it's just something about it. The city feeds into it. Well, so does Philly. So
Oh yeah.
I think Boston is just gonna have the young core. Yeah, the Phillies have the experience. They won one already. But I think Boston's gonna be the one to set themselves away because they are able to be scrappy and win ugly games, you know, and able to small ball. And like we were talking about earlier, that's why I think they're going to win, is because they're going to small ball and they're going to put down bunts when they need to in situational situations. Plus, you have Bregman, who's the leader of that group, who's won one with the Astros, has been there a couple of times. So I just, and plus you have Bueller, you have guys, Dustin May, you have guys that have been to World Series and
Yep.
felt the environment. So that's the reason why I say Boston's going to win. Because I know the Braves are out of contention unless they turn a 2021 season like they did and win like 40 of their last 60 games or something like that. But
You don't even got 60 left.
exactly. So, it's just, I just think it's going to be the Red Sox beating the Phillies. And I think it's going to go to 7.
Woo!
I think,
I think that puts it in Philly then.
I think they win it in Philly. I do.
Uh, yeah, just kind of before we move on to touch on what you said about Fenway, even being there during like a regular season game,
Mm-hmm.
a base hit just riles up the crowd so much. And like I always watch highlights of the 2021 wild card game,
Mm-hmm.
Yankees Red Sox.
Yep.
Xander hitting a 2-run homer in the
Yep.
first inning, like those kinds of things. It's just such an incredible playoff atmosphere and so different. Like there are a couple of places when those teams are in the playoffs, there's such a home field advantage there. Um,
Atlanta's the same way. Atlanta, I know they moved to the new ballpark, but Atlanta's the same way. Because
yeah,
I think in the stadium, but they have the battery outside of Truist Park, and
Beautiful.
it was like 30,000 people outside watching the game on the jumbotron. Like it's just
oh,
it. There was it's just been crazy. Because like there's certain atmospheres you're like okay, like for example, when they went
I'm not scared of going into Detroit
no goodness no.
for that playoff atmosphere. No
I'm not
offense to Detroit.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be scared to go to. Let me see. I'm trying to think who else is a playoff contention.
Seattle.
Is it
No, I mean
Toronto?
they're
Yeah,
Toronto.
Toronto.
But
I'm not scared
Toronto's
to
got
go.
a good playoff atmosphere.
They do, but it's not as. I'm not trying. I'm not just like whenever I'm on the dugout. If I'm playing, I'm not gonna be feeling tremble underneath my freaking feet.
Yeah.
Um. So that's just the way I feel about it. Like, if let's say for the example, I'm not scared to go Miami to play against the Marlins
Yep.
or
No one's gonna be
Colorado
there.
or something like that.
Yeah. It's it's one of those ballparks that's just I remember going there for the first time. It's just such a magical place. And
Agreed.
I've actually been on the field, been lucky enough to go on the field. And I just thought to myself, like, every single MLB legend that you could possibly has stepped on this field right now.
Mhm.
And that was just like the coolest moment ever.
Oh yeah, because you got to think you have like you had the big three for the Yankees. You had
DiMaggio.
A-Rod, Jeter, you had Posada, you had Pettit, you had all those guys coming as a rival. Then you had guys like Josh Hamilton. And shout out
He
to
just
Josh.
got his Hall of Fame
Yeah,
jacket.
Rangers Hall of Fame, exactly. Um, you have, let me see, I'm trying to think
Another
about.
failure of an Angel signing.
Um, you had let me see, I'm trying. Pujols, Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez, guys like that that just come in and step on the field. And it's a crazy feeling too because you get goosebumps of being
Yeah,
on the field
oh
with
yeah,
greatness.
absolutely.
So
Uh, First of all, we gotta before we dive into the studs and duds, we gotta give a shout out to Jen Powell, who was the first ever woman umpire in Major League Baseball. Shout out to her. She umpired a game behind the plate
today,
this afternoon.
yep,
Missed the first call, but that's gonna happen.
yep.
Um, and
Tough for
she
the
got the
first one,
ball,
but
so respect to her, and hopefully more women follow in those footsteps. And kind of just transitioning real quick before we go to studs and dubs. Um, ABS system coming to baseball next year. I, for one, am excited about it because I think too many games are ruined because of bad umpiring. And as somebody who quit baseball, uh, by the time I was in high school, I got to the point where like, I know the strike zone very, very well. I
Mhm.
did. I don't mean to like toot my own horn or anything, but like I knew if it was ball or strike. And for the umpires, I mean, I'm talking about high school, so it's kind of a different dimension of baseball, but um, they call stuff like 2 inches off the plate. I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't even give my bat to that, right? But
No.
um, CB, oh, there's a umpire that's really, really not good. Angel
CB
Hernandez,
Buckner.
I'm
CB,
about to say
CB
AJ
Buckner is
Angel.
awful. Um, Laz Diaz, one of the worst umpires ever. Guys like that, I don't want the game put in the hands of umpires. And I think it doesn't slow the game down. You just go like this. Yep, that was a strike. My bad, and then you move on there. Um, so what do you guys think
Honestly, I think
of that coming
I think
in?
it's gonna help the umpires also because being able to have that like instant feedback, like they're
Mhm.
gonna be able to correct their zone. Like if it's like the third inning and they miss a ball or two off the plate, like then they know, okay, that's how far off I am. And they have like a visual representation to base it off of.
Mm, yeah.
So like I still want like umps in the game, obviously.
Oh yeah. No,
Not full robo ump mode, but I think this will be
you're
good
out of the
because
game.
we'll have more good calls, and we'll fix the bad ones, and the umps are gonna get better too. So
I can just imagine a robot umpire being on the field, and then the batter being like, "That's not a strike, you clanker."
I can totally see that. And you speak about high school umpires, college umpires, especially any eye level, they're hit or miss. They're
Yeah.
usually there's like 50-50 that are really good, 50-50 that are really bad.
yeah,
Um, but they're human too. Like they're gonna miss
Yeah.
calls. Um, and you gotta completely understand that. But I think the ABS system is gonna be really good, especially for hitters. Um, because like most hitters know the strike zone, especially in major leagues. So if an umpire rigs them up and all you do is tap your helmet, like in beginning of the year when they've had guys do that and they get dumped for it, I think it's the stupidest thing ever because they're used to doing it in spring training, and then 3 days
Yeah.
later they're going to the regular season. So it's a total change of things. So I think it's good, but like you said, I don't want it to be total robotics back to like
Absolutely.
a robot behind the plate and you say strike, something like that, And it, the baseball needs the human aspect of it, but they also need to be corrected when they're wrong.
Yeah. And
for
this is a
sure.
good way to do it. So,
Yep,
um, we're gonna go to studs and duds. We do this. I don't know if you've watched any episodes of our podcast.
I have a little bit. Yeah.
All right. So we do this thing called studs and duds,
Hmm.
which is pretty self-explanatory. We talk about the studs and the duds since kind of the last time we did a podcast. By the way, podcasts are going to be coming more on a schedule here. We're hoping every Sunday we record, and then Monday we put them out, and that'll kind of be the schedule moving forward. Pending Andrew's
Mhm.
schedule and stuff like that. So be on the lookout once a week for these episodes, and also follow the Instagram if you want to put that on the screen right there. He's got it.
For
Um,
sure.
give it a follow. And so that's my little shout out there. But starting off with my stud, I have Colson Montgomery of the Chicago White Sox.
Mm.
Um, looking like eh, a young Kyle Seager almost. Swing kind of reminds me of Kyle. Um, 9 home runs in his first 31 games. I guarantee he's not going to be here. Going to be with the White Sox in 3 years, but or unless he's a guy they want to build their future around. But um, I really, really like his swing at a young age here, and I think he's going to be something special with the league. A lot of confidence, a lot of just raw power, in my opinion.
I can do my stud next. I want to shout out a few guys,
Sure.
particularly Nick Kurtz, especially because I don't think we've talked about it, but his 6 for 6 with 4 home runs. That was
An
just out.
inch from a 5 homer game.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Arguably the best offensive game of all time.
Mhm.
And then Chase Burns, he's ERA's kind of hit or miss, but he had struck out 10 in 4 of his first 6 starts, I believe. So
Yep.
a little shout out there.
Oh, we didn't talk
Um,
about the oh, what was it? The game and the racetrack.
ooh,
The Speedway Classic.
yeah.
That's my dud.
Yeah, that's fair. They ran out of food. They tried to start the game while it was like just pouring rain, and then they had to suspend it after like 3 innings, and it was kind of a train wreck. It was a cool environment. I think they should keep doing that sort of thing, but execution could have been a lot better.
And I'd like to see better teams in there, right? Like we kind of the last couple of these like special games, we haven't
The
really
Braves were
like
supposed to be good this year.
So
yeah.
the Reds and the Braves were supposed to be pretty good this year, and all of a sudden they must have ate the wrong food or drank wrong type of water, I guess. But they
Yeah.
haven't been really good this year. But I agree with y'all that I like the atmosphere. I like the idea. I like where their minds were going, but like I saw pictures of some of the seats. I'm like,
Can't see
oh
anything.
yeah, $300 for
I saw Ben Verlander, like, he had a video of him sitting at like the furthest point and being like, that was a strike up. I could see that from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
you're like
600 feet away.
that's my thing is like I like the idea, but it's just it wasn't good. Like it was a good execution, like Andrew said. Um, but if you want to hear for my stud is the future rookie of the year, in my opinion,
Whoa.
Drake Baldwin.
Mm.
Catcher for the Braves, DH half the time. He's nobody thought he was gonna be this good. Um, I didn't think he's gonna be that good in the beginning. I thought we're going to platoon him a little bit, but Drake has really come into his shell and really produced when Sean Murphy was out, especially.
Yeah.
Um, he looks really, really good.
Yeah, I
And
mean, you're looking at 13 homers. Sorry, what is this? 13 homers, 51
mhm,
RBIs, 39 batting average. Guy that's going to get on base, 834 uh, OPS. And um, yeah, I'm trying to think of like who he reminds me of. Um,
it may be too soon to say, but I like Joe Mauer.
yeah, Joe Mauer's a good comp.
I know
Um,
Joe's a Hall of Famer, but that's who he reminds me of, like his approach and everything to the game.
Mhm. Yeah.
Adrian, did you give your stud? Yeah, I know you're shouting out
I gave two
guys.
shout outs, but I think my actual stud is Kyle Schwarber. He's just been
Mm, yeah.
mashing the life out of baseballs recently. He's got a 1.28 OPS over his last 7 days.
Pitchers keep thinking for some reason that they can sneak a fastball by him.
You can't.
And it doesn't
He's just
work.
gonna he's just gonna punch it 470 to right field and ring the bell. But I mean, he's playing out of his mind. He's, I think, only 3 home runs back of Cal now, and Cal had a 2 home run game night the other day.
Yep, I think you're
So
right.
it's a
Yeah,
fun
and
home run
Cal Homer
race.
tonight as well, I think.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
45, I believe now.
Sheesh.
Yep, he did. And
Let's go.
yeah,
Um,
he's Cal.
so
I don't think anybody's expecting Cal to have the year he's having either.
No.
I mean,
A
you
lot
kind
of
of saw the
people,
power a little bit, but 45 here is remarkable.
I think it's really impressive that like before the season, like if you weren't really watching baseball, you probably didn't know who he was. Like people who watch baseball were like, okay, Cal Raleigh, yes, good catcher, not MVP. Basically, like it's him or Judge. Nobody expected that.
No.
Well, I think a guy who's not getting enough MVP talks is Jose Ramirez, and it feels
Yep,
like he never does. That's a
He
guy
kind of just does the same thing every
that
year, and nobody.
I
he's
was nice
consistent.
enough. I was nice enough to trade to you. Uh,
Yeah,
I put Jose Ramirez on a silver platter. He offered me a terrible trade, and I was like, you know what? Because I like you and because I want you to go on to win the championship, you go ahead and have Jose Ramirez. Now,
if James listens to this podcast, he's going to be very upset.
is that legal?
I
I'm commissioner, so
It's
I'm
not
not.
my fault you dropped Noel V. Marte.
Well, he wasn't good.
He's better than your third baseman, I believe.
No, I have a third base. I don't know.
Not Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, it was a tough one there. No, I feel like I got another third baseman. To be determined here. We're gonna open the ESPN now.
I,
It had a horrible update, by the way.
I'm gonna go to my dud.
Yeah,
I
go
talked
ahead.
about him earlier, but Pete Alonso just been really bad for the Mets, and it's coming at a really bad time. Batting 170, 190 over his last month, which as like one of the leaders on that team, you just need better. So he's on the dud list. Hopefully he picks it back up, but we'll see.
Yeah, my dud. I'm sorry, Andrew, but Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah,
Oh
he's been
no.
pretty bad.
What
That's
we got here? 228 average in the last 30 games, but you look at the last 7 and 15, you're looking at sub 200 there.
Strikeouts. A lot of strikeouts.
Um, he's been streaky this year. Um, you get him hot for the playoffs, who knows, right?
Mhm.
It's a guy that you don't want to face when he's hot. Um, maybe he can kind of get in his own head a little bit sometimes. He's got a little
Yeah.
too much swagger, maybe sometimes that's the issue.
yep.
I mean, what is he? He's got to be 24 or something like that, even younger, if not.
24 sounds right.
Let's take a look here. Uh, I want to see his age. He's
23.
23. He's
23.
got a lot of time to develop, and he's had just a tremendous year. I mean, MVP conversations at some point, I think he's kind of dropped in those, but I think he'd still pick it up. But for right now, he's not doing the job, and the Cubs are losing because of it. So if anything, that shows me how valuable he is to the
Mhm.
Cubs.
Yeah. I think the same argument is there for Kyle Tucker, who's been struggling a lot recently too. Like both of those guys are, I believe, top 5 still in MVP conversations. And they're just there's more expected of them.
I think it might also be an example of as the season goes along, sometimes you just have, especially after the All-Star break, maybe right after the All-Star break, you kind of have a little bit of a fatigue going on and a little bit of a slump that happens, and then you start to pick it up towards the end of and September. So I don't think the season's over for them, and I don't think yeah, it's time to panic. But I think there's a fatigue that happens at this time of the year for a lot of the superstars.
I totally agree. And my dud, as a matter of fact, um, it's hard for me to say this because he hit 4 home runs against the Braves. I think earlier this year, is Suarez for
Mm.
Mariners. In the past 30 days, he's hit 193. Don't get me wrong, he still has 8 homers, but he has 27 strikeouts
Yeah.
so it's basically averaging a strikeout a game, and it doesn't look good for him, especially.
I
Um,
wonder if because he was hitting the hand, I feel like twice. Uh,
Yeah, I think All-Star game and
All-Star
then
game
like
and
right
then
before deadline.
yeah, right before the deadline. So I wonder if it's a hand thing that he's kind of been dealing with. Uh, but also being traded is very difficult. Obviously, you're going back to Seattle, a place that
Played before,
you
exactly.
called your home,
Yeah.
but also Seattle's a not a hitter's friendly ballpark.
No.
One of the worst, if not the worst. Um, so I think it might just be a little bit of an adjustment for him, but um, he's always going to be kind of like a strikeout or homer kind of guy as we were talking. But still a good bat to have in the middle of that lineup. Somebody you're scared to face when, game's on the line there.
Yeah, and I have another one too. I just thought about too. You have Adolis Garcia
Whew,
for the Rangers.
talk about
Has
home run or bust.
Yeah, he has 4 home runs in the past month, 30 strikeouts and 96 ABs, and batting 198.
Seems like
Um,
a busting to me.
he just and his OBP is 238, which it, that really is awful in my opinion, especially for you being an all-star, and you being a key part of the World
Yeah.
Series team a couple years ago. It's just it really is not a very good look for him, especially. And isn't he coming up on a contract year too? I think so.
Andrew's gonna fact check us
Soon, I'm
here.
not sure what the year is, so I can check.
It's almost like the Rangers have had a World Series hangover for 2 straight years here.
Yeah,
And maybe that's part of it. It's like there's so much expectation for him.
yeah,
So he's trying to swing for the fences. He's trying to have that big moment, right?
agreed.
Isn't really able to dial in those just like backside base hits and
Hmm.
staying with the ball and going the other way and stuff like that. Or just like even just like getting a base hit, right? Okay, this situation calls for me to either hit it the other way or get the ball in the air. And he's so focused on I think a lot of these players, when they have slumps, they struggle with trying to get it all back at once. They
Exactly.
think like it goes back to the mindset thing you were talking about with the kid. It's like trying to get all those hits that we missed back at once.
Yep.
Right. I think that might be part of what's happening with the Adolis Garcia. Um, was one of the best players in the postseason in 2023. Had a great year in 2023 in general, right?
Yep.
And there's such a big expectation on him after winning the World Series. Um, and I think he kind of crumbled under that pressure, and he needs to kind of,
Find himself again.
yeah,
Kind of like what in my opinion, what they need to do is what they did with Jake Berger earlier in the year, and that's send him down to AAA, let him find his groove back, and then pull him back up. That's what I would have thought they would have done, but they haven't. So I'm not bashing their GM for for the decision making there. But that's who I would have sent down to, just to let him get his stride back and you know try to find his. I ain't trying to quote a meme or anything, but trying to find a swagger back, and that's what I think is he's missing.
Yeah.
Um, it's just like he don't have that swagger about him anymore. Um, so that's just my perspective. I've been watching a couple of Rangers games lately, and that's what I've been seeing.
And to confirm, it is a contract year for him.
oh boy, that's a bad
Not what you want to do in your contract year,
no.
especially
Nah.
going into.
He's still gonna ask for 25 plus million dollars though.
Oh yeah, he's making 7 right now.
Yeah.
As just baseline. He has, of course, incentives, but um, yeah, it's arbitrary. I know it's arbitration year 3. Um, and let's see. I want to see if the Rangers pick him up. If not, I could see him going to a place like and don't quote me. I said I think they can. I can see him going to the Angels. Um, and kind of picking up some of the slack there. Um, but I could see him going to like a lower end team and make a little bit more money than him going to contender and half the time to the bench, you know.
Yeah.
So that's just what I've seen
Maybe
from.
maybe a red spot there for
Yeah,
Adelise would be nice. Kind of a team that like I think they're like 3 or 4 years away from a postseason berth. Um I don't think they're close, but I think they're inching ever
closer.
so. I mean, you
They're
got Chase
slowly
Burns
getting there.
now,
Yeah.
and you got a couple of guys on the offense. I think you got to focus on offense this off season.
Yeah, because
But the Reds
But
would be a
they're
team to
building
watch
up.
for at least.
They're building up that young core,
hmm
which is good. It's been cool to see like all of the rookies this year. And not to
Like,
add another stud to my list, but Matt Shaw since the All-Star break has been playing out of his mind. He's got a 1.5 OPS in his last 7, and he just hit a home run tonight. So shout out.
Wow. Yeah,
So
All-Star break for some players is kind of just a you lose your momentum a little bit, and then All-Star break for some other players it's like, okay, this is a brand new season. It's the start of a brand new season. Let's
let's
uh
change it from here. Yep.
yeah. So I really like when players have that mindset of like, maybe it hasn't been the best first half, but let's make it a better second half and when the season was really on the line there. So
Yep.
uh Trey, I'm sure you've heard of Immaculate Grid, and I'm sure you play it
Yes, I
every
do.
once in a while. So we're gonna go ahead and run that, and here we go. I feel like a teacher. Can everybody see my screen?
yes, yeah.
Um, so here we are. We got played for the Orioles and Dodgers, played for the Orioles, and Milwaukee played left field for the Orioles. I wonder if Nelson Cruz ever played left for the Orioles.
Trying to think. I know he DH'd a lot for him. Um, I really let me see. Orioles left fielder did. Let me see. Cowser, did he ever play left field for the Orioles?
I would have. I mean, he would have had to. I feel like
There's a good chance. I feel like they all kind of
Markakis probably.
they all kind of get moved
Marquez,
around.
Marquez, no, he played in right. I don't know if he played in left though.
I think I I think left or center. I think Kauser kind of bounces back and forth. So that could be a good play there.
Well, Cowser, no, he's with the Marlins now, I think. Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who
Um.
else. Um, trying to think who went there late in their career. Adam
Yeah.
Jones. Did Adam Jones ever play left field?
Grace Sizemore ever go to the Orioles? Adam Jones, I feel like he's a main center fielder, but I feel like if you're an outfielder, you have to at least play left field one
Yes.
game.
Agreed.
Um. I don't hate the Cowser pick here.
Yeah, we can go Kauser.
All right, we got 4%, Trey.
Not too shabby.
He has stepped away to get a water, it appears.
Um, we got
Uh,
Kutch for Phillies Brewers. That could be high, but his Philly year
yeah,
might be
I like it.
sneaky. It's a
And
lot of
see,
C's.
too many C's, brother. 16%. Hey, that's all right.
A little high.
I like to keep it under 20 at least. That's my man, why do I feel like Brian Dozier played for the Orioles? I don't think so though. And then Orioles and Milwaukee. Hmm. Nestor never played for the Orioles. This is a tough one here. Ricky Weeks, I don't think ever played for the Orioles. Uh, Jonesy never did. It's got to be a pitcher, right? Oh, Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns. Yeah, that's gonna be
Okay,
really high though.
that's all right. I think we're just at this point.
It has been a long app. We'll give it to the people.
26%. Trey, how are we
Nice.
doing?
We're doing wonderful now. I give you sorry.
Well, we got two more while you were gone there.
Okay.
We're trying to find this one here, Orioles and Dodgers.
Orioles and Dodgers.
Once again, got to be a pitcher. I feel like.
Trying to think. Dodgers pitcher.
Man, if
I'm trying to think of
oh,
somebody.
Justin Turner. Justin Turner.
Was
For the
He was
Orioles?
an Oriole. He was an Oriole.
when?
Beginning
Yeah.
of his career.
I thought it was the Cubs.
He was a Cub at some point. He was an Oriole. I know he stepped on the field as an Oriole, I believe. I mean, it's up to you guys.
I mean, you seem confident.
I'm nervous he didn't step on the field, but you know what? Sometimes in life, as Michael Jordan says, you miss 100% of shots that you don't take.
Exactly.
Boom! Bang! Come on now.
Wow, what a pull. I didn't think
That's
he
great.
played for the
In
Orioles.
MLB The Show, he had a card when he was on the Orioles.
That's right. I do remember that.
So we got the full top here.
Oh,
Obviously you can go Trey Turner here, but that's gonna be high.
That's gonna be super high, yeah.
Remember, we're gonna try to keep it below 30.
Chase Utley.
Yeah, you could go Chase.
Totally forgot about Chase Utley.
Broke Miguel Tejada's legs.
Yep, I remember that. I was gonna say that. I remember that cheap slide he took.
20%. Phillies played right field. You got Shane Victorino just right off the bat there.
Mm-hmm. You have Starling Marte.
Marte played right. Oh, I wonder if Whit Merrifield played right for the Phillies.
this is left field.
Oh, you're right. He probably played left as well.
What about McCutcheon?
Wait, what about that guy Vasquez? Remember the pitcher?
Mm-hmm. I do remember.
But I wonder if they'd count that.
I mean, if he stepped on it for a game.
He came in late, didn't he?
That's not how you spell Vasquez.
Which Vasquez was it though?
Yeah, there's so many.
Ramon? No, it's not Ramon. Christian? No. Well, that's not true. I feel like
Can we do Klay Thompson's brother, Trace, for Dodgers outfield?
yeah, that's a great move. He's in the Red Sox system.
Really?
Yeah. No, he hasn't played left.
No, for the Dodgers.
Oh no.
You did the wrong square, bro.
Oh boy. All right. That's sad. That's just
That's a horrible way to end it right
Oh,
there.
there's the Red Sox guy.
0.6.
Oh boy, played left field for the Phillies. That's
Well, what about McCutcheon? Did he ever play right field for the Phillies?
we already got him right here.
He probably did, but since we used him, we can't.
Played right field for the Brewers. Man, now I'm sad.
Just to misclick the people.
Lorenzo Cain.
Oh, what about did Hank Aaron play for right field for the Brewers late in his career?
Probably.
I know he's a majorly a Brave, but
You know what? We got nothing to lose at this point.
it's a shot in the dark.
I screwed it for us. Henry Aaron did not play for the Brewers or
It may have been Milwaukee Braves. That's what I'm thinking of.
Played left field, played right field. This should be Brock Holt.
Bama boy.
That's gonna do it. That's a sad way to end it, but we've
Seen better.
guys. Yeah, but we've seen worse as well.
Oh yeah.
So maybe I'll have to come on again and we'll have to redeem ourselves, but we appreciate you hopping on. And Andrew, you want to kind of send the ending words here?
Yeah. Again, thanks for coming on. It was a fun time. It was good chatting with you. We'll get this out probably in a couple days, maybe Wednesday.
I'm open
just
tomorrow.
for.
I'm
Okay.
a lock in. I'm gonna get it tomorrow.
But yeah, we'll keep you posted. We're
Yeah.
gonna hit the showers, run around the bases, do the works.
I will
But
say
yeah,
that. Yeah, I'm gonna
it'll be a
say
fun
this.
time.
Thank you. I will say that. I will say this. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Best
Um,
podcast you've ever been on.
yeah, absolutely. Um, I just, yeah, I've always wanted to get on a podcast, hop on, talk about baseball, stuff like that. And maybe next time, if y'all invite me back on, we can talk about who I see as the D1 World Series Omaha type of guys.
For sure.
Because I love watching college baseball probably more than MLB. Just the passion, and
Yeah,
plus all the fan bases, everything. Um, because I just love talking about that. But I have a really good prediction. I have a very like where nobody would expect it. They're a higher up team last year, but yeah, next time if y'all whenever you guys invite me back on, I'll talk about it there and we can talk
for
about it.
sure.
But
Hey man, now you got us thinking. So appreciate you coming on. We're gonna hit the showers. I
Crowd
don't
the bases, home
Crowd
run
the
dance,
bases,
whatever we do.
hang up the cleats.
No, we're not doing that.
Not
No,
yet.
we're not retiring.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out.